Welcome to Influential Sports, where passion meets precision. As I'm your host, Ed, diving deep into the plays, players, and stories shaping the game. And in this podcast, episode 64, a weekly sports talk with Ed, I'm be talking about how Clemson needs change desperately. But I don't even want to start with that. I want to start with the WNBA with the playoffs. And I was busy Saturday, so I couldn't go live on Saturday. So I'm getting this out on Sunday, and it will be a double upload. So you'll be seeing another video later. But the WNBA second round preview, Indiana Fever with no Caitlin Clark facing the Las Vegas Aces. This is going to be a very entertaining series. I think the Aces still win it, but Indiana's going to put up a fight. It's a best of five series. I don't see the Aces letting it go to five. And I don't know when MVP is announced, whether it's this game or if it's tonight after both of the games are finished up. But I think Indiana, they're going to put up a fight, but I don't see them winning this. But it's definitely going to be a competitive series. Like I see it going, I can see it being a 4-game series. Las Vegas winning it in 4 games. But yeah, it's going to be, like Indiana's done a good job, and it's still this narrative around Caitlin Clark that she has no impact on the team, this and that. And I'm like, I don't know why that's the narrative for the Indiana Fever instead of just giving Kelsey Mitchell or Leah Boston, Odyssey Sims their credit. I don't know why it's not a conversation of that. That's what people need to be focused on when it comes to the Indiana Fever. Like, this team is playing well without Caitlin Clark, but they weren't playing that well in the regular season. They were 16-5 without Caitlin Clark in the regular season. When she played, they went 8-5, which is a better win percentage. Although less games, it is better. And then they went to the playoffs back-to-back years, but they hadn't been here since in the past decade, if I'm not mistaken. So Caitlin Clark was the one that helped them and propelled them to get to the playoffs last year, and then they were able to build on what they had last season and continue that into this season. So I don't like the narrative that's flying around that's just to discredit Caitlin Clark. Like, damn, she's not playing. Like, it's really unnecessary. This is going to be a competitive series, I feel like. It's going to be some close games, but the Aces going to win in 4. But with the way that Age Wilson has played, like, she knows the mistakes that she made in the first round, and she's going to improve, and she improved on that in the first round. Because in game 2, she went 6 of 11 from the free throw line. What happened in game 3? She got to the line 11 times again, and she made 10 of them. She only missed 1 free throw instead of missing 5. And obviously nobody's trying to miss free throws on purpose, but she's seeing that that's something she had to work on because she shoots 85% from the free throw line on the season. So she's noticed that, and then she improved on that. And then like you had it's like that series with the Storm was very competitive. It's like you got Aja Wilson, you got Jackie Young, you got Chelsea Gray, you got Jill Lloyd, who didn't provide much off the bench in that Storm series. She brought it a little bit with that being her former team. They definitely keyed on her a little bit. But Aja dropping 38 in that game against the Storm, like the Aces need everybody to perform instead of just Aja. Like Aja Wilson, she carried throughout the entire series. Jackie Young had a few moments, I will say. But it's like Melissa Smith, if she's playing 18 minutes, she needs more than 2 points and 4 rebounds and 2 assists. Like Christine Bell, if she is playing 19 minutes, she can't drop 0 points. She still had a positive impact with 7 rebounds, 1 assist. Like, she wasn't just out there doing cardio. She was impactful because you do need rebounds to win games. But it's like you need to be scoring some points because they only won that last game by 1. So this is going to be a competitive series. But I do like what I've seen from Indiana with them being able to win on the road, which is what they showed us in that series, because they lost game 1 on the road, and then they won game 3 on the road. So that showed us they can go into somebody else's home and win a game on the road in the playoffs, which is something you need to be able to do. So Indiana, they're gonna fight, but I do see them losing. Now I do think the series that will go the distance out of these 2 series is the Mercury and Lynx, which the Mercury are at full strength finally going into the series against the Lynx. And so I see the Lynx winning, but I think it's going to be a 5-game series. Like, Phoenix is definitely going to put up a fight, even though they got a bit of a slower start in that series versus the Liberty. Yeah, they got a slower start in that series versus the Liberty, but they bounced back. And that last game was very competitive, and they ended up getting a win. And their big 3 has been doing their thing this playoffs. Their big 3 is Satu Sabali, Alyssa Thomas, and Kalia Cooper. It's just, aside from those 3, who else is going to step up? Like, Alyssa Thomas, she's a triple-double queen in the WNBA. Satu Sabali, she's been doing her thing. Khalil Cooper looks good. So it's like you know what you're gonna get from those three, but it's like who else is gonna step up? Is it Natasha Mack? Is it Sammy Whitcomb? Is it Dewana Bonner? Like it all just depends on who's able to step up. And Dewana Bonner's just been hurt from in some games. It hasn't been her like she had, and like she had an overall decent series. But it's like Phoenix, they need they just need bench production really. Well, they just need production from their role players. Like their big three, you know what you're gonna get out of their big three. And then the Lynx, they were the only team to win their first round series in a sweep. They swept the Valkyries. So that's impressive. Like even the Valkyries put up a fight too, but they were the only team to sweep their opponents in the first round. So the Lynx have a bit of an advantage over everybody because they got a little bit of a rest, and then they also finished because they got that rest because they finished their series out the quickest. Because Nafisa Collier is putting up MVP performances. She was struggling in that game too, but then when it came to the second half, she really stepped it up and was amazing. Dajane Carrington, who apparently is out for the playoffs, I gotta check that. But she was giving them good minutes, and if that is true, that's going to suck for the Lynx because that could sway this series in a different way. I'm gonna look that up as we're doing this because I'm like, if Dajane Carrington is out for the rest of the season because of a left foot injury, so that hurts. That hurts the Lynx because they don't have that defense that she can provide coming off the bench. But Natisha Heidemann, Jessica Shepard, like I feel like they're in a position now to where they have to step up, and I think they can do that. Alana Smith just won Co-Defensive Player of the Year, well deserved. Her and Ada Wilson both had great defensive seasons, and co-award winners have happened before. But yeah, it's just who else is going to step up. Like what you're going to get out of Caleb McBride at most time. Courtney Williams struggled a bit in that series. I hope like that can't be the case in this series versus Mercury. Like of course, like Nafisa Collier, she's going to do her thing, but it's like you need Carlton, McBride, and Williams to all step up. Alana Smith, you're not looking at her to score. You're looking at her for the award that she won, being Co-Defensive Player of the Year. And that's what you're looking for. You need some good defense out of her. You're going to have her on, because Alana Smith and Nafisa Collier are her two best defenders. I would imagine Nafisa Collier is guarding Alyssa Thomas, and then you would put Alana Smith on Satu Sabali, and who guards Kalia Cooper, probably Caleb McBride, because I think the Lynx, they're the best defense in the league. It's the reason why they were the only team with 30 wins on the season. Either 30 or 30 wins, or only team with 34 wins because the Aces and Dream won 30 games as well. They won 34, so they was 4 games ahead of the teams in second and third place. So this is going to be a competitive series. Even with Dajane Carrington being out, that's going to make it more competitive. Like these games are going to be super close, and the Mercury definitely have a chance. Like I would not be surprised if the Mercury won this series, but I'm predicting the Lynx to 1-5, the Aces to 1-4. And that's my preview before the second round of the WNBA playoffs. Now let's get into the important. Oh, Clemson. Oh my goodness, these guys are terrible. 1-3 on the season, and Dabo Swinney is talking about who won national championships. Yes, in 2017. Clemson played a terrible game versus Syracuse. Syracuse started the game, they got a touchdown, good drive, and then they did an onside kick early in the game, which was smart because I wasn't even thinking about that. Like nobody's expecting that to come in the first quarter, so to do an onside kick, it's it's not something that you can stop, but it's like, damn. It's like that just like to beat Clemson, if that's how you get the game started. And then they got a bye week coming up, which is good for them. But it's like the first, and you lose to LSU in the first week in a competitive, good defensive game. It's like, okay, LSU was 10 at that point, year 3. So it's not a crazy upset. But it's like, even the way these games have been played, it's like Cade Klubnik, he was 19 and 38 with 1 interception. The Clemson couldn't get no run game going. It's like, and it's the first week. So teams struggling in the first week, that's not something unusual. So first week, okay, you get a pass. But then second week, you're playing Troy and you beat them 27-16, but we're struggling with Troy. That don't make sense to me. And even Cade Klubnik had the interception here. Now, Adam Randall, he had 21 carries for 112 yards and a touchdown. So we finally got a run game going. But it's like, damn, we can't do anything. And Brian Westco's been having a great season. I love what Brian Westco Jr. has been able to do for us. He had 7 catches, 118 yards, and 2 touchdowns in that game. So it's like, boom, we won. So it looked, and even then with that win, it wasn't like You weren't even thinking, oh, it's going up from here, because it wasn't, because the game was still played bad. Like, they still looked terrible in that game. They only put up 27 versus Troy, which is crazy. And then you go to Georgia Tech, and they're 2-0, you're 1-1, and you lose to Georgia Tech, who isn't a bad team. They're ranked now after this win. Cade Klubnik, he's throwing an interception every week of the season. 15 of 26, 207 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. Adam Randall only had 15 carries. He had 80 yards. So Cade Klubnik had 17 carries for 62 yards. But it's like those weren't design runs. We're not designed to run for Cade Klubnik. Brian Westcott Jr. 126 yards and a touchdown. But it's like what's it, Henry King or something like that. He was able to feast on us through the air. Haynes King. He was able to feast on us through the air on the ground. Like, damn, he had over 300 yards passing and rushing. Like, he was their leading rusher. It's like, damn, they fought to 1-2, and then the game against Syracuse, it's just, man, losing that 34-21 to now fall to 1-3 and not even be ranked at this point, to give up 244 yards to their quarterback, give up 94 yards to one of their running backs, and then Cook had 113 receiving yards. It's like Cade Klubnik, once again, an interception. Adam Randall, 16 carries, 130 yards, no touchdowns. So, but our run game has gotten better these last 3 weeks, but we're still losing games, and it's because of Cade Klubnik. 37 of 60? Are you fucking serious? And then he has an interception every week. It's like, I'm just reading off the stat sheet so y'all can know the frustrations with this team, but I've seen every game except for the Georgia Tech one. That was the only game I wasn't able to watch. And it's like, oh my goodness, how does this team keep struggling? It can't be this fucking bad. And like Brown Wesco, he had 2 touchdowns. So it's like, okay, Cade, you threw for 3 touchdowns, but you have a turnover every week. That doesn't, like, that shit is actually frustrating watching him play every week for my team. But damn. Yeah, Cade Klubnik, shit. But let's Patrick Beverly and Trae Young. That's an interesting beef. I think so. The question was, why do NBA players go hard in open gyms and studying all-star games to understand the importance of it? And Trae Young just wanted to, like, let us speak for ourselves, us being all-stars. He was like, let's speak for ourselves. And he explained why it is that way. And then Patrick Beverly took offense to it, and it led to a whole thing. That's like, Patrick Beverly shouldn't be answering the question about all-stars. You've never been an all-star. You're known for being a great defensive player. That's not a bad thing. Not everybody can say that. But to disrespect Trae Young and call him empty stats, like, the Hawks haven't got LeBron, SGA got J-Dub, Kyrie's had Luka and LeBron. I'm like, it's like Trae Young doesn't get the luxury of what these other players have been able to get. Like, look at what Jason Tatum has got around him. Look at what Giannis is able to get around him with Chris Middleton, Damian Lillard, Drew Holiday. Like, Trae Young doesn't have the luxury of getting all these other players, and to blame him for coaches getting fired, that's not a Trae Young thing. How can Trae Young be a bad teammate if he's leading the league in assists multiple years in a row? That don't make sense to me. He was taking personal shots at him, saying, "Oh, you can't. What makes you feel like you can be criticized? You're not LeBron and Kevin Durant." It wasn't criticism when you start attacking a guy personally and saying you're the reason why coaches get fired. You're the reason why GMs get why they leave. You're the reason why players don't want to come to Atlanta. That's not criticism. Those are personal attacks. And for Patrick really not to understand the difference is crazy to me. Like, Trae Young didn't take a personal shot, but you've never been an all-star. So what makes you feel entitled to answer a question about all-stars? Trae Young's been a multiple-time all-star. He's led the league in assists. He's the fastest to saying that he's the fastest to a certain stat and calling it empty stats. He doesn't have a team. This is the same team that took the Celtics to 6 games, and then you're that himself. It's not like he's not playing with all stars. His best player now is Jalen Johnson and Kristaps Porzingis. You can go through the top 10. Jimmy Butler, who a lot of people propped up in the top 10 in the bubble run, he had Bam Adebayo and Tyler Hero. Trae Young never got the luxury of playing with a center as good as Bam Adebayo. he had Clint Capella. Clint Capella has never been out of bios much better than Clint Capella. But I guess we just gonna ignore that. He got a Yeka Congo now who could be something in the future, but it's like Trae Young didn't get, especially the players that Patrick Beverly got to play with. He didn't get to play with those same caliber of players. But I don't know. It went too far than what it needed to go to. Yeah. But now the impact, now to recap TNA Impact, this gonna be all over the place because I didn't watch it in order. But I give it a 6 out of 10 because the show, it was all right, but it's just some parts of the show, like Victoria Crawford's podcast is kind of mid. That's a serious segment that doesn't need to happen. Mr. Anderson came back, which I guess that's cool, but once again, it don't serve a purpose. Like, what's the point of Mr. Anderson being back? Like, what is that going to lead to? Like, Jake something, he teaming up with Frankie Kazarian now. I guess I missed the episode of Impact. I don't really know what's the point of that. We had Mike Santana get attacked by Ridge Holland after his match against AJZ. And it's like Ridge Holland and Trick, they're friends now? Or they're just NXT versus TNA thing? Like, we ain't seen Ridge Holland on NXT in a while, so it doesn't even make sense. Like, I'm trying to process that. That's kind of weird to me. And then what else? Ali defeated Brian Myers. He could have, and then post-match Raw. My only problem is Ali didn't need interference to win. He could have won that clean. It's like I didn't even watch the Eric Young match, the Indy Hartwell match, and then the DQ. Like, this show was all over the place. And then the good stuff that happened, it was like Ali and Lei Ching Lee and Zai Brookside had a good promo. They're calling themselves the Angel Warriors, which is a cool tag team name. I come rocking with that. Like, that's cool as hell. And then what else did I enjoy? I enjoyed that. Yeah, those was the main two things that I enjoyed. Everything else was really bad to me. Those was the two things that I enjoyed the most. And it was like, okay, we doing something here. Like that. Like, yeah, that match was super entertaining. The Hardys and them. Yeah, I really enjoyed that match. And then that's too much that I have on Impact. Like, I can't, because I gotta upload this quick so people can see the preview. But for athletes of the week, for the WNBA, I'm going to go with Brianna Stewart. Despite the Liberty losing in that series, she dropped 38 points on a frame scale. Nobody else is doing that. You know, like, and she didn't have to play, but she still, like, we just went to the championship. I want to keep this run going. Like, she sacrificed her body for the Liberty, and she was the only person on her team to score in the fourth quarter. So I'm like, I got to give her respect for that. For the NFL for week 2, I think I'm going to go with Daniel Jones, him leading Colts to that win against the best defense in the NFL. Like, the fact that they was able to put up that many points against the Broncos is very impressive. And he's looked like an MVP candidate. I know it's early, but that's what he's performed like so far up to this point in the season. Like that's very impressive what Daniel Jones is doing over there in Indianapolis for the Colts. So shout out to Daniel Jones. For TNA, I'm going with the Hardy Boys. Their match was super entertaining. I enjoyed it. They retained the tag titles. They both look great. The Nimble Brothers did. They didn't all out yet. So I do an all-out review probably Monday, so probably tomorrow. But AEW, I want to say, I go with Tekla. Her match with Pina Manada was cool. Yeah, I go with Tekla. I enjoyed that match. But I got to see her all-out match in the Fatal 4-Way. But yeah, Tekla, she had a good week. And then for WWE, Stephanie Vaughn, which I'll explain later in my video that I'm going to drop later today. So yeah, y'all stay tuned for that. This has been another edition of Weekly Sports Talk with Ed. This is episode 64. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel, comment on the video, and share for others.